Hotep to you, my brothers and my sisters, as I greet you in the light and the love of the Most High Creator. We are blessed again that the Creator has privileged us to engage this space. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice and we're going to be glad. And I like to thank all of you who are viewing in on this evening, that you have taken time out to spend this time with me. I see some of you coming across the chat, and I appreciate all of y'all, so I send you my love. Happy birthday to you, Sister Peachy. Go on and get that mail order together. We want to send Peachy our love. Y'all send her a hearts up. Send her a hearts up saying happy birthday to Sister Peachy, Sister Vivian Jackson. So everybody under the sound of my voice, send her a heart up. There you go. There you go. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. All right. All right. Okay. We are grateful to the Creator. The Creator is forever moving in our presence, and don't think that you don't have anything to do with what happens in your manifestations. The Creator God is there to provide power for your access. However, the Creator God has put it into your care to create your world, your manifestations. And this is why we are talking about these universal laws, as well as the personal understanding of who we are as we learn more and more about ourselves by way of chakras. Remember, we have the root chakra, we have the sacred or the sacral chakra, that deals with your sexual organs and that sort of thing. The root is the base of where your kundalini originates or rises from. Your Holy Spirit, if I may, in the Christian arena, is your Holy Spirit, but it's the kundalini that rises up your spine. And from your sacral, we go to the solar plexus, and then we go to the heart. Now, those three are activated automatically. They automatically are always active. There's not a whole lot that you need to do when it comes to those three chakras. From the heart, we go to the throat chakra. Then we go to the Anya chakra, and then we go to the crown chakra. And so those are intentional. You have to engage those three chakras to be able to access power. And the goal of it all is that the Creator wants you not only to know it, but to know thyself. Okay, when you go to Luxor, okay, where all of the knowledge was stored in Africa. It was called Luxor. And when you walk through Luxor, there's a big sign on the gate before you enter into Luxor. It says, the beginning of knowledge is to know thyself. And so anyone who come to Luxor is coming to learn. And so all of the scholars, Socrates, Hermes, all of the scholars, everybody who was somebody, they studied in Luxor, Alexandria, where all the information was stored. And this is what happened with the Flavians. The Romans, they went and destroyed all of the information in Alexandria, along with what's his name? The little short guy got Napoleon. Alexander the Great, they call Alexander the Great, went and defaced all of the statues and the Sphinx and all of that sort of thing. And so it was an intentional attempt to destroy information that will set you free. And so we want to understand ourselves as well as the Creator, and the Creator has given us access to the universe with this comprehension of the 12 laws, and we have been studying the law of oneness, and I'm hoping to complete the law of oneness and go into the law of vibration or frequency today. But there was a couple other things that I wanted to lift up as it pertains to the law of oneness. Okay. I don't remember where I left off, but I'm gonna start here. When understanding oneness has nothing to do with how you feel. Okay. Feelings are involved in the laws, but oneness has nothing to do with how you feel. Feelings are connected and associated with your body, okay, and it's connected with some of the laws. However, it is never to be the guiding force, okay? Oneness is energy. That's what you have to understand, is pure energy, to which you are energy, okay? In our original state of oneness, there was no feelings, only energy. And when we were in the beginning, we didn't deal with emotions and all of that. You know, spirits don't emote, and we were spirits, okay? Because energy began from the one source, okay, that source was energy and frequency, okay? Frequency is energy, energy is frequency, all of it comes from the one source. When we talk about all of these laws are energy. When we talk about you are energy. So don't never lose sight that we're talking about something other than energy. We're just talking about a source of energy when we talk about the various different laws, okay? And so, however, as linear time moved forward, the method of communication was developed. And I think I talked about that on last week. Communication produced words, and those words produce belief systems, and therefore began to map out our world. Okay, we no longer rely on energy and frequency, we rely on words. Okay, our belief systems have a tendency to separate us. Okay, we separate because of belief systems, you know, because of religions. We separate because of what was indoctrinated into us as children growing up. Don't play with those blacks, okay? And so because that was indoctrinated into young white kids, they grew up with this prejudice, not being involved with blacks and that sort of thing. And so, you know, the Mexicans, they do the same thing with the Puerto Ricans. You know, we don't deal with Puerto Ricans, and Puerto Ricans don't deal with Mexicans. You know, all of that. You know, those belief systems have a tendency to separate, and because we establish particular belief systems within ourselves, we discard anything outside of that system. You know, it's my way or no way. And that's what happens in religion. Because we were Baptists don't believe that. Baptists don't do this. Baptists don't do that. All these rules that the Baptist denomination interjected into the congregants, and that became a part of their belief systems when they were at home. But when they went out of town or something, they didn't do all that. They wasn't Baptist when they went out of town. So you ended up being a bunch of what I want to call it, down low Christians, for lack of the word that I'm looking for. A bunch of down low Christians, because we're doing what we ain't supposed to be doing. Okay. Energy is oneness until we label the energy. Okay. We have a tendency of labeling energy, and a lot of times we mislabel the energy because we don't understand the energy. We haven't taken time to understand the energy that causes us to be who we are. Okay? And so you are going to have to really discover who you are by your frequency, by the way you vibrate. See, your vibration determines the frequency. Okay, and we're going to get into that. You need to know your frequency. You need to know your sound, your tune. Okay, when we're talking about vibration, because it's very important moving in and out of environments. Okay, if you don't know how you're vibing, if you don't know your own particular vibration, then when you come in a room full of other vibrations, you're gonna be confused. You're gonna be lost. You're gonna get sucked right in with the group because you can't identify with yourself because you don't know thyself. And so it's very important that you get in tune with your frequency. And one way of getting in tune with your frequency is getting somewhere where it's quiet. Get up early in the morning. It's quiet in the mornings. Get up early in the morning. Go somewhere and sit down. And just be quiet. And think about your frequency. Just say to yourself, I want to know my frequency. I want to know my tune. I want to either going to hear your frequency or you're going to feel your frequency. Your frequency can be heard or it can be felt. And you will always know your frequency depending on which way it's manifested to you, whether you hear it or whether you feel it. You will know your vibe. Okay? You'll know your vibe. And so, it's very important in relationships, because if two individuals are walking together but they're not vibing together, then there's going to be disturbance. There's going to be a lot of disturbance between them, unbeknownst to them, of why the disturbance is there, and it's because they're not vibing together. If you are listening to me and you are embracing the teachings, however, hold on, my thing just started changing stuff. Okay, my dragon. I was working on my dragon today. My naturally speaking dragon. My speech recognition, and it came on by itself and started changing stuff. And I was saying that the vibration between two people can cause a lot of disruptions or disturbance between them because they're not walking together. And that's why the scripture says, how can two walk together unless they agree? Again, if you are listening to me and you are embracing the teachings and your partner's not, or your significant other, or whoever is not listening, so they can't embrace because they're not interested, but you're interested. So therefore, you're ascending. You're ascending in your understanding of human behavior, your understanding of the cosmos, your understanding of yourself. So your knowledge base is expanding, and because your knowledge base is expanding, your worldview is going to change, and because your friend, your significant other, or whoever that person is that you're walking with, their base is the same. There's going to be distance between the two, and then there's going to be problems. And that's why it's so important that whoever you are walking with, you need to walk together. You need to grow together. You need to understand this is the direction that we're going into. This I'm defining for us, okay, the direction that we're going into. I often tell individuals who have fractures in their relationships, okay, and they come back together. Okay, when you come back together, you should redefine your relationship because of the fracture or the fractures that occurred during your breakup or whatever. You must redefine because things have changed. And that's the problem with most folks that come back together. They never redefine the relationship. They just continue with the assumption of the status quo. And it's not that. Okay? So let's see here. Where was I? Okay, we label those experiences. We are really manifesting and becoming the expression of the original source. Okay? You are from original source, okay? And you should be the one who label the energy that you are experiencing. You shouldn't allow anyone else to label your energy, okay? It's your energy, it's your experience, so you ought to label it. Energy is oneness, okay? And whatever I am experiencing, I have to make that determination of what it is. Okay? We often allow others to define what we're experiencing, how I feel, or what I think, that sort of thing. That's why I share all the time. If you're having a conversation, a serious conversation with an individual, and you want to make sure that they understand you, that you all are clear, you want to ask them to frame you. Frame you means, okay, tell me what I just said. Now, a lot of people take that as an insult, but it's that I want to understand that you understand that we understand what we understand together. I'm not saying that you are ignorant, that you are beneath me, so you can't understand or comprehend what I'm saying. No, that's not what that means. When you ask someone to frame you, you want to make sure that they heard exactly what you said and they understand what you meant, because their definition of something you said may be totally different than your definition of what you're saying. Okay? So you want to frame it. Okay? I often say, okay, let me tell you what, this is what I heard. See, I will take the initiative to frame you. Okay? This is what I'm hearing you say. Okay? If that's what you're saying, then okay, here's my response to that. Now we're communicating. Okay? We're communicating. So, your thoughts and your feelings sends out frequencies and vibrations and these frequencies can attract other like frequency. See, now we're moving into the area of the second law called vibration/frequency. Okay? Philippians 4:8 says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good rapport, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Think on these things. Vibrate with this. Okay? Think on the frequent. Those adjectives have frequencies. Okay? They have frequencies. Each one of them have a different frequency. You want to be a master of vibration. You want to be a master of frequencies to where you can feel what someone else is feeling. Okay? When you come in the room, you should be able to tell what's going on in the room. I'm sure you've gone into an environment and you felt something, or you didn't feel comfortable, or you felt out of place, or whatever. Okay? Now you are experiencing the law of vibration. Okay? But you don't know it because you haven't been in tune. Okay? I went to a party in Chicago once, and most of the individuals that were going to be at this party were gay men. And but my friend, it was his party, and I was going to celebrate my friend. Now all of his friends was gay, so I understood that. So I know the frequency that I'm coming into. So I say, hey, you make sure everybody know that I'm not vibrating like that. Okay? Because I don't want nobody approaching me as a potential candidate. So you make sure that everybody know that I ain't vibing like that. The vibration was strong with it. I felt the vibration there, boom, 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 to which it didn't bother me because I understood the vibration. I took control of the environment, okay? Because as far as I was concerned, I was in control of the environment because I'm in control of my vibration, my frequency. I wasn't going to permit their frequency, their vibrations to pull me in to their environment. So you can have a good time in an environment that you don't identify with because you've taken control of your environment, your frequency. Your frequency is the dominant one, and that's how you have to think about that. This is why the scripture says, think on these things. Take control of your environment. Okay? I command that. Wherever I go, I command control. I am in control. That's just how I'm vibing. Okay? Now I don't take over unless it's necessary, but I'm vibing. When my wife and we was at Pastor Moody's celebration Saturday night, and they were talking about the order of going to get your food because it was buffet style. And we were on the other side of the room, and the other side of the room was going to go first. So, I said to my wife, hey, I'm not waiting for them to get over here for me to go get my food. So now are you going to go with me? She says, no, I'm not going. I'm waiting until our turn comes. So it's okay. So nobody was getting in line from the other side. So I got up, went up there, got 2 plates, one for me, one for her, and said, What kind of salad dressing you want? I yell across the room, what kind of salad dressing you want on your salad?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Could you please repeat what you said?
I ain't talking to you, Siri.
I don't understand.
Okay.
I'm talking to you, Siri. But I could search the web for it.
I got 2 plates, and so I went through the buffet and I got our food and I came back to the table and she ate with me. Okay, she didn't want to go. See, I'm gonna take control of my environment. No one said anything to me, or I didn't get no bad looks, negative looks, and everything. You know, other than one guy who was sitting at the table. We were sitting at table 16, and they started with table 1, and the brother at the table said, "Oh, you must have thought you were sitting at 1.6 table, and that's why you went and got your food." I said, "Man, you got it, you know." So they laughed about it, but they waited for their turn. But I'm gonna take control and tell somebody to tell me I can't. Remember, it's your world. It's your world. Okay? Again, your thoughts and your feelings sends out frequency. If you're feeling sad, that frequency is going forward. If you are feeling, excuse me a minute, this, hey Butch, how you doing, man? You still in the hospital or you out? Oh, okay. I just wanted to reach out and check on you, man. I heard you was in the hospital. Okay. I'm at home. I'm on the internet doing my broadcast, but I seen your number come across, so I had to check on you. Yeah. I'll be there. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I've been trying to find out what's going on with my friend, and he was in the hospital, and he was just calling me to give me an update, so I needed to check on him. So I was saying that you can pick up frequency when somebody is feeling sad or when someone is happy. Now you're dealing with feelings, okay? Those are feeling frequencies going out, okay? Those are vibrations, if a person is in pain, you can feel that frequency, okay? You can feel frequency through thoughts, people's thinking, the way they're thinking, because you say, what's on your mind? Look like you got something on your mind, all of those are frequencies, and if you are in tuned, okay, if you are in tune with yourself, you will be able to identify those frequencies because they're energies, okay? Your energy will pick up on those energies, okay? Because they're going to attract you, okay? You know that feeling, okay? So those are just little things that you want to pay attention to so that you can come to understand the law of vibration with you. And then as you understand the law of vibration with you, then you broaden it. You begin to experience it and look for it outside of you, okay? Your thinking has everything to do with your awareness of oneness, okay? See, I'm aware that I am one with everybody, okay? So because I'm aware that I am one with everybody, I give respect to everybody, okay? I give respect. And because I give respect to everybody, that's the frequency that I'm sending out. And the law of attraction, okay, because you be activating laws that you don't know that you're activating, but the law of attraction automatically it initiates itself, because now the respect is coming back to you because you're given respect. Give and it shall be given unto you. Okay, so that's scripture. Okay, and so we have to understand, the more we are cognitive of what we're doing metaphysically. Metaphysically is when we're dealing with spiritual matters in the cosmos, because that's where the energy comes from above. The more conscious you are of being one, the more in tune you are going to be, not only with people, but with nature, with things, with places, okay? You're going to be in tune with it, because you're fine-tuning yourself, okay? You're fine-tuning yourself. Because we are interconnected from the oneness of the Creator, we must be careful how we manifest our feelings as they pertain to anger, distress, hatred, love, revenge. You know, see, we have to be in control of ourselves. You know, we don't want to say the devil made me do it, or that was the devil in me. No, that was you, nigga. I mean, that was you. Okay? Don't be trying to blame it on nobody else, something outside of you. No, that was you. If you are angry, that's the vibration that you are vibing in, and don't expect to get love back when you sending out anger. Okay? When you sending out hatred, don't expect to get love back. Don't expect to get, light back. Don't expect nothing other than hate. Galatians 5 said, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he reap." That's it's called cause and effect. Okay, we'll see that law. Cause and effect. We cause effects in our lives by what we send out. Okay? By what we send out. Are y'all vibing with me? Now, let me see. This is a quote I want you all to see. By let me share my screen. Where's my share at? Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. This is a quote that I want to share with you by Albert Einstein. And it deals with the law of vibration. We're moving into the law of vibration. It says everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but to get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics, according to Albert Einstein. He says everything is energy. And that is all it is, he says. Match the frequency of the reality that you want, and you cannot help but to get that reality when you match the energy up with the reality that you want. It can be no other way according to physics. Albert Einstein, okay? Now I say obstacles are opportunities for ascensions. See, we don't want to go through nothing. You know, that's part of the problem, is that we don't want to go through nothing, but whatever we go through is not a negative. Everything that we experience is for our good. Okay? Romans 8:28, all things are for your good. Okay? So don't look at what you would consider a negative situation or a negative experience as a negative experience. Look at it as a lesson learned. And then you grow. You grow from every experience that you go through. Okay? You grow. Don't be afraid to grow. Okay, let me see if how to get out of there. Okay. Don't be afraid to grow. Don't call your experiences bad experiences, negative experiences. Remember, Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life is in the power of your tongue. So you want to be careful of what you say about a particular experience that the Creator has permitted you to go through. Okay? There are no bad experiences. There are lessons learned. Lessons learned, okay? All right, let me get to my narrative. Okay. The law of vibration and frequency, okay? Frequency and vibrations are one and the same. Okay? The law of vibration is basically energy, and energy is a frequency. And we all have a different frequency. Just like we all have a different fingerprint, we all have a different frequency. Our frequency are distinctive. There's no other frequency like mine. There's no other frequency like yours. Okay? Energy is cyclical. Okay? It's cyclical. And it always come back. And this is why it says, give and it shall be given unto you, because that's cyclical. You know, ask and it shall be given unto you, because that's cyclical. You know, you reap what you sow, that's cyclical. So the Bible is really talking about energy as it's giving you a principle. Okay? Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he reap. That is saying the energy that you give, it will be the energy that you receive. Okay? So you got to be careful with the kind of energy that you sending out. You shouldn't allow no one to get you to a place to where you just hate them. You know, like I was at that point that I disliked an individual, and when I saw the individual at the Y, I didn't want to acknowledge the person, because if I walk by the person, you know, I have to speak. That's just me. And so, because I know what my principles are, I know if I walk by this individual, I got to speak to him. So I worked out an extra half hour, 45 minutes until they left, just so I didn't have to exercise my principle. See how that I allow that to control my function. Okay? And so my day was set back 45 minutes because I didn't want to speak to an individual, and so therefore, and I didn't want to be rude to the individual, so I just didn't encounter the individual. And then it got to a place to where I said, okay, I need to confront this. To which that's what I did. I confronted it. I went to the person and I confronted them with what I was dealing with, and I released it. And so this is what you have to do: is you get rid of negative karma. You know, some people call it karma. You want to get rid of that. You know, a lot of people be saying, you know, you say something, they say, don't put that in the universe. Don't put that on me in the universe. As if I can do that. Can't nobody change your universe. Can't nobody change. Only you can change your universe. If I put something out there and you think that I got power over that, then you giving me power over that, and so therefore you might experience that because you've given me the power over it. Okay. This whole thing that we are being taught that people can pray against you, people can pray on you, and no. If you believe it, then you start to act it. You know, when they talk about witchcraft, you know, demons and all of that. The only way that stuff can affect you if you believe it. Because if you believe it, now you manifesting it. Because you're the only one that can manifest your realities. Can no one else manifest your reality? Only you can manifest your reality. And if somebody can get you to believe something like that, then that's what's going to happen. Okay? This is why you don't see in the Bible a whole lot of nothing about Lucifer, the devil, Satan. In particular, in the Old Testament, you see very little mention about Lucifer, this devil that's supposed to be God's competition. You don't see a whole lot of that in the Torah, okay, or even in the prophets. You don't see a lot of that at all. But when you get into that New Testament, this is when they get to talking about the devil. Okay, the devil, a competitor against the Creator. But it wasn't like that before. See, this is why you got. See, the more you're seeking the knowledge of God, the Creator God, the more the Creator God is going to expose you to. Too much is given, much is required. Okay? And sometimes what is given to you will cost you a lot in this world. In this world. Okay? You know, I came to this city and I came here with a vision that was before this city's time. I've had preachers in this city, you know, come to me and say, you know, Pastor, your vision was too big for this city. You had a hell of a vision, but your vision was too big for this city. Too big for the people of this city. Pastors, you know, would tell me that. Well, I had already concluded that after the first couple of years of being here, that it was going to be a challenge. And after the Creator began to enlighten me to a deeper consciousness of who it is, I knew then if I began to expose what is being told to me, that's going to cause division. That's going to cause problems. See, folk don't want to know the truth because the truth demands that you do things differently. It ain't got nothing to do with this church etiquette. Okay, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It's got to do with you personally changing your conduct. Okay? Ain't that what A said in what's that movie? Dang, one of my favorite movies, Sunshine Ace, said, check your conduct, nigga. You know, and that's what happens when you are called to a higher consciousness, is that you got to check your conduct. Ain't got nothing to do with church walk, church talk. It's got to do with your conduct as a spiritual being. Because now you know who you are. Now you know what you are. Okay? When you think about a radio can be a small box, but that radio has a whole lot of frequencies in it. Okay? Has a whole lot of frequencies in it. Matter of fact, it has two bands, AM and FM. Okay? Some of you are vibrating on AM. See, you're vibrating on AM. You can get some channels, and on that few channels come in clear, and those channels only go so far. Okay, they only can be local. So your radiance is minimal. But when you go into the FM frequency, okay, go into the FM frequency, your radiance, okay, increases. And you're able to hear better, and you're able to tune in to more channels. And now they got satellite that's up above, and you can get channels from wherever you are on the satellites with no distortion. So frequencies are like radios, AM, FM, satellite. You know, people are like radio, AM, FM, satellite. You got very few satellites, you know. When me and Miss Mac was riding to Grand Rapids, and we was in her car, and the radio was on, and it was playing some music I wasn't interested in, and I said, do you still have satellite? She says, no, they cut that off a little while ago. See, you can have satellite and get cut off because you don't want to pay the price for satellite. Okay? See, when you don't want to pay the price to engage the Creator in these universal laws, in this understanding of your chakras, if you don't want to pay the price, see, this is why you're here. This is your living supposed to be involved with this. You know, this is supposed to be the center core of your living. Everything else is supposed to be wrapped around that. So that's not to say that you cannot enjoy yourself on this planet, okay? Because everything was created for you. And everything that's created is not real. It's your reality, because everybody's reality is not the same, and so we are not all seeing the same thing, even though we think we're seeing the same thing. Okay, we all on this planet, but what we're seeing is not identical. I might see stuff that y'all wouldn't even see, because it's my manifestations. I'm seeing what my energy is producing. You know, I I give a proposition, and you say, well, no, Pastor, I don't see it that way, because you ain't where I am. Okay, people say that all the time. I don't see it like that, because and that's just an illustration to say that everything that another person sees don't necessarily mean that you can see it. Okay, when we talk, because remember, seeing, the only way you see is through information. Information produces what you see. And that's why I asked the question, I wonder if a blind man really knows what an apple looked like, what an orange looked like, what a steak looked like. I wonder if a blind man who has never seen nothing, do that individual really know what it looked like? Because what we see predicated on information that is disseminated to us. Okay? All right. We'll stop right there, and we'll start back up dealing with the law of vibrations / frequency. All right, let's see what we're going to go out with today. All right, thank y'all for them thumbs up. Go. What's up, Big Chef? I didn't see you Sunday. I see you out there, Sister Hughes. right about that, Elder Walt. Hotep to you, my brothers and sisters, as I leave you in the light and in the love of the Most High Creator. May the Creator continue to bless you and keep you. No, I didn't see your question about Luxor, Elder Walt. What was the question? Elder Walt had a question about Luxor. And that's a good idea when we plan that last tune. If there's any questions anybody may have, they can pop them up on the chat, and I can answer the question while the music is playing in the background. Kemet was known as Africa, Kemet or Cush. You know, the Bible talks about Cush in the book of Genesis. Cush was Africa, okay? And the Cushites became the Kemites, and the Egyptians became the Kemites. That's who the Kemites really were. That's who the Egyptians really were, was the Kemites. And so Luxor was in Egypt. Okay, so basically Luxor is in Africa. But when you listen to their history, they talk about Egypt as if Egypt was not a part of Africa, that sort of thing. But all of that Middle East, Jerusalem, all of that was Africa in those days. So don't get it twisted. Don't let them twist you. So we will see you. May the Creator continue to bless you. We love you. Chabella.